Hello, TCI. Hello, family. How are you? I hope everyone's having a great week, as I am. Blessed to be alive. Blessed to have the sun beaming down upon us in the Pacific Northwest, right? Isn't this exciting? Full force. It's just blooming everywhere. Mowers are going. I love this time of year. Of course, I love every season as it changes, as it ends, because like life, we go through cycles and things come to an end and then they start again. So it's always exciting. Now, let's get into the message because I want to make it short, but I want to make an impact this week at the end of our week. We talked on Monday about, again, we're talking about that thinking substance that is everywhere, that permeates all around us in the trees and the earth, minds, in creating businesses, in building that thinking substance, God, the DNA of the creator, the person or deity or consciousness, however you want to relate to it, spoke into existence the Big Bang. Boom. And let there be light. And behold, have light. It's exciting. And that's what we're discussing this week. Or the last 2 weeks, to be honest with you. This was 2 weeks ago's message started with that. And we started talking about the little secrets to how to get what we want out of life. Because if you follow the path of the Creator who created everything, the blueprints before us, many men and women have come before I and anyone else that's alive and have laid these foundations because they've searched for the secret. That's what the secret is. It's like with money. There's a secret to making money. Now, who gives up the secrets? Well, that's a good question. What are the secrets? Another good question. So you must ask yourself, what are the secrets? How do I get the secrets? Who has the secrets? And then if you find that, you marry yourself to that person, right? Because they have the secret to how to become wealthy in real estate or stocks or cryptocurrency or oil or whatever it is that you are finding yourself in as a business. And maybe it's a weight loss. So you're looking, hey, I used to be this big. So was I. I lost 280 pounds. I know how to do that. Really easy. It's the hardest thing you'll ever do, but the system's really simple. I've helped many people. I've got one young man that's lost 180 pounds. I got another guy that lost 90 pounds. I had a friend right now that just wanted to lose 20 pounds. It's actually easy if you know the blueprint, the secrets. And that's one of the beauties about life, is that the Creator has shown us the secrets. If we are willing to open our eyes, open our ears, and open our hearts and our mind to allow that consciousness to come in and help us become the best version, and like this sun shining down on us, allow us to shine a light down on the world, because that's what it's about. It's about lighting up a path for people around you who maybe don't know how to do it. And they see your path and they're like, wow, I never knew it was possible to lose weight. I never knew it was possible to be in business and yet be kind. I never knew it was possible to change someone's life by not even telling them what to do, but doing it through example. There's a lot of things that you will be able to do that others can't. So it is important as a TCI member that we shine light where it is dark and allow people to go, oh my gosh, that's what I've been looking for. And then we can show them the secrets. And so on Monday, we talked about one of the secrets to getting what you want, creating this dream, this vision, whatever that might be, business, relationships, and things of that nature. You have the thought up here, you have the faith down here in your heart, and you put those together. And then we talked about Monday how you have to be the gratitude concept, meaning being grateful. So many people are not grateful. We're very proud about how we accomplish things. Listen, you're talking to the guy who is known for taking his size 11 and opening doors, okay? There's not much I can't. Someone says, well, you can't do that. Watch me. I'm not saying it's going to be the prettiest looking version, but I will do it. But that's who I am, that bull in the china cabinet. But at the other flip of that coin, I can be that soft sparrow, the little dove that needs to be, that he can impact someone else. And one of the ways you do that is by being, I'm grateful for all the bad stuff that happens to me. See, everything I did in my past has made me who I am now. Right here is where I'm at. Right there is where I started, okay? Now, everything that happened up until this point, A lot of people, including myself, used to say, oh, I wouldn't do that again, and I wouldn't do that again, and I wouldn't do that again. Well, if you didn't do all of that, you wouldn't be here. So if you're at a place right now like I am just so grateful because everything I did, good and bad, has made me the man I am. And it allows me to minister to people that I never could have ministered to because I don't understand what they're going through. Because of all the things I've gone through, for me, it's easy. They say my body is that of a 78-year-old. That's what the doctors tell me. So my body functions as though it's a 78-year-old body. A lot of memory issues. I have a lot of issues. Fall twice a month like clockwork, it seems like. And I try to stop saying that because that's even putting a lot out there. But it happens, so I fall quite often. I know they're like, you should use a cane or a walker. I know but I don't. And I push myself not to so that I can force my body and my brain to function as one and be able to rehab my body. Now, some say, well, that's foolish because you fell and you're risking hitting your head. All those medications, over 20 prescriptions. I had over 40 prescriptions a day. And I gotten down to 20 and cut it in half because of the thinking, the mindset that I have. And I was told last year I wouldn't live past the 9th of September. That's okay. So what did I do? I set a goal to go climb Mount St. Helens on the 13th with one of my best friends and a crew of people that followed us for our expedition. And now we've spawned an entire team that's called hashtag Live Positive Expedition. And this team started to save my life. To be honest with you, it was my way of sticking that size 11 up that door and saying, get out of my way, death. I'm moving forward I don't care that my body doesn't work. I don't care that I'm falling apart. I don't care that my heart's totally failing. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to do this. I am grateful for all that happened in the past. But how did I accomplish the stuff in the future? By being grateful. So here's the part B of Monday's message. Being grateful for everything in the past, it's critical. That, by the way, means all the bad that was done to you. See, I'm actually grateful for that 7-year-old boy who got picked up by the elder of the church, and that guy smashed my entire face over here in and broke it, and the ribs over here minus that bottom one. I'm grateful. I am grateful because all of that pain that set me on a path, I've been able to learn so much about myself. It's not that you have to go through that. I don't wish that on anybody. But because I did go through it, I was able to then say, okay, I'm not going to allow this to own me. And I'm going to take from that all the great lessons that are there and turn it into good. Okay? But now what I want to talk about is the future. How do you manifest the dream that's up here, that's in here? How do you take that thought and get it in here, take your faith, take your action, and put it out there? Remember, if you read Monday, we talked about FPAR, F-P-A-R-R. Okay? F, faith. P, plan. A, action. R, readjust your course if you need to. And then repeat until you become successful in that area. It's really the simplest system. I created it, copyrighted it, registered it, sold it, proved it worked, and that's how I've done everything in my life with the FPAR system. Now, one of the keys that I realized was it's not just being grateful for the past. It's actually looking forward and being grateful for what you don't even have yet. Let me give you an example. Right now, I'm in the process of having to try to buy a house. For me, yes, but it's for the ministry, meaning myself is going to live there. But I've got a total of 6 men who have chosen to no longer do drugs. They have chosen to no longer be criminals. They have chosen to leave a life, some of them at risk of their own life being taken because of the groups they're walking away from. And these men have nowhere to live. So it's interesting. We say to society, yeah, we want you to change and stop being bad. But we don't want to help. Oh, yeah, there's halfway houses out there. Yeah, I know all about them. I've got a friend in one right now. It's got black mold on the roof above his bed. Every time it rains, the water, he wakes up soaked, and the bed's soaked. Do you know what that organization says when it's brought to their attention? Not our problem. You're an ex-con. Deal with it. Be grateful you're out of prison. That's not acceptable to me. There is another person that has to live in his car. And that poor guy lives in his car and gets in trouble all the time with the police because he's parking at a Safeway or trying to find a spot just to park the car for the night so he can get a good night's sleep. He works a 40-hour-a-week job. He's really trying, but he's got no place to go. And I can keep going. I got another guy who works at a construction outfit. And this guy is one of the hardest workers I know, one of the most trusted people I know. I was his pastor since he was a young boy, before puberty. This guy's been in my life. And I'm in the process of helping him start a trucking company. Okay? But even he has a location that he's couch surfing at. He can be thrown out tomorrow morning. Stress that puts on a guy. And we wonder why they take the offer from the drug dealers when they say, hey, I'll give you a kilo of cocaine. You don't have to pay me $40,000. I'll give it to you. You sell it. You'll make over the next, few months here a nice $30,000, $40,000. And you're like, okay, so I can get a house, I can live a normal life, or I can keep trying to hack it away over here. Do you see the difference? And I'm trying to teach these guys to stay over here. I can teach you how to become successful in business. It's not going to be as fast necessarily as selling the drugs, but in the long term, it's going to be the safest, it's going to be the smartest, and you're going to keep climbing up that ladder until you are so successful that you're like, why did I ever want to sell drugs? Why did I ever want to gangbang? Why did I ever want to work for the mob? Those things were stupid. Now you know my mindset and where I'm thinking, and so I need to purchase a house for all of these guys to live in. And they all have the money to pay their rents, and they have to do that because the Department of Corrections requires that they have to have that location. So it's almost like you have a captured business. And I am praying and asking God to send somebody who wants to be a partner with me to buy a house so that they can sit on that investment, which is real estate, one of the greatest investments of all time. Safe, secure, and really good if you know you've got the income to make the payments. And so I know I've got the income to make the payments, and I've got the proof of these guys paying. So how do I do it? I'll tell you how. I'm going to have that house. It's going to happen like very fast. Somebody's going to call me because every morning I wake up and I say, I am so grateful for the phone call of the husband and wife who are going to call me and say, Pastor, we've been thinking about it. And all you need is the down payment, not the purchase of the whole house. That's it. We just need the down payment. And I think this thought every morning, and then throughout the day, I meditate on it all day long. And that person is going to say, let's go to the bank and let's get a mortgage. And you've got the credit, so we'll put it on you. And then whatever they ask for the down payment, I will write the check, and there you go. And that house is going to be named after whoever that person was. And so you want to talk about making a change in your community? I wish back when I was making millions that I would have had somebody like me come and tell me, hey, instead of just writing checks to go help a person with their television church or their, let's make a bigger building and make a prettier building. I wish I would have sunk it into houses for men and women really trying to make a change, because that's how we change society. One person at a time. Not building cathedrals. Cathedrals don't do anything. Not building pretty campuses at the church. That doesn't do anything. And so I think about this every day. And so whatever that person's name is, by writing the down payment check, that house for the eternity is going to stay in that person's name on the plaque. So every person that goes from prison to that house is going to owe a debt of gratitude to that husband or wife. Now that's a real legacy. And so I am grateful for whoever that husband or wife is. Now you say, that's foolish. That's wishful thinking. You know what I did when I wanted to lose the weight? I took a picture of my body when I was 20, it was 1997 is the year. Actually, I think it was 98, sorry. 1998. And I had a picture of me at my wedding with my first wife. And I had a picture. And of course, I was a stud. I was 235 pounds. I'm actually a little lighter than that right now. But back then, it was all muscle. I always joke saying, man, I'm still the same stud. Same weight class, but it's all in different places now. Isn't that interesting how that happens? It seems like it just drags you. Belly's done lapped over your belt. same weight, right? But that picture, I was a stud. So what did I do? I took the picture and I put it up on my vision board. And then I cut the head off and I took a modern picture of my head and I stuck it right on there because I wanted to see my face as it is right now. And every day when I got out of bed to go do my walk, I saw my picture of what I wanted, the body I wanted. And I visioned it and I meditated on it. And then I had faith. And then I took my plan, which was to do my walks and eat proper. And then I took the action and did all those things. Sometimes I've had to readjust. Sometimes your body only can do a certain diet for 6 months or a year, and then your body adjusts to it, and then it doesn't work anymore. You got to flip it over and change things up. Your workout routine's the same thing. Today I'm about to hit the gym with a friend of mine. I'm going to do a different workout that I've used to not doing because I'm trying to trick my body, trick the muscle, make it go, what's going on? And it actually spurs growth. And all of a sudden, that spurt will make you just go a little stronger, a little faster. You got to throw a kink in the system from time to time to change it up. Well, guess what? We're like that as humans. And so you have to readjust your course, and then it's real simple. Just repeat that process until you succeed. And you have my word. There's nothing you will not be able to accomplish if you follow the FPAR system that I created. 7, I believe it was, or 9. And so when you look at the gratitude for this house that I don't even have yet, I'm looking every day. I'm talking to real estate agents. I'm talking to brokers. I'm talking to the men. I've got right now a total of over 50. I think it's 56 or 57. Don't quote me. It's in the 50s. I got over 50 guys and women who are in prison who want to get out, and they need a place. They want a place where they can actually change. And they heard there's this crazy preacher who used to work in the underworld and understands the world they come from and the mindset they were in and has a path that can show them to stop doing B&Es, to stop assaults, to stop drinking, to stop drugging, to change your life. That, my friends, is what the God that created everything wants from us. So I wake up in the morning and I think to myself, today's the day. Today is the day. You guys ever heard of a man named Mel Fisher? Google him. He is a salvage diver. That's what it boils down to. Treasure hunter. The easiest way to say it. He was a treasure hunter off the Florida Keys. And he traveled all over and dug and got down in there and he'd suck up sand and keep searching. I believe it was the Atrosha or Atosha. I always pronounce it wrong. Was the ship he was looking for. Every day he would say, today is the day. Today is the day that we are going to find it. And he went a long time without ever finding it. But every day he said those words, today is the day. And he finally found it. No one laughed at him anymore. Up until the time he found the treasure, everyone in the salvage and the treasure hunting business laughed at him and called him a treasure hunter, which is kind of slang for a wannabe salvage diver. Because, I'm a salvage diver. I'm more professional. It's like, I have a lot of pastor friends, and they put on the tie, and they're like, if you were to put a suit and tie on, cover up all those tattoos, and take off all the rings, and, do your hair nice, people might take you a little more. Tell you what, people take me dead serious. Make no mistake, when I tell people to turn left and not right, they turn left. I don't need to dress up to get someone to do something. My impact is who I am. Mel's impact was who he was. He didn't care what you thought about him, just kind of like I don't. I know one thing. Today's the day. Somebody between now and the end of this day is going to call me, and they're going to say, you know what, Pastor? We're in. Matter of fact, I got property right now. I can even give you half of the property. We'll donate it. It's a nonprofit. It's a 501c3. It's a write-off to them. And they're going to be able to impact the world? Not just send their check to some television show or to some church to just build a bigger, fancier, prettier building? What's that do? Oh, but brother, you don't. Listen, I'm a 4th generational preacher. I know better than anybody what happens. The television ministry at the Crystal Cathedral was more important than the actual people. And what happened to the Crystal Cathedral? One of the greatest ministries in the world. One of my dear mentors, who I personally knew. A church that my grandmother helped fund and create when it was started in the drive-in theater. It was not about anything but the people. It started that way. But then, like most churches, it sees this beautiful steeple and gorgeous everything, and they put billions into stuff like that. What happened? It's no longer there. Well, the building's there, but the ministry's gone. It folded up, bankrupt. They grandson spun off and started a church, and it's a little tiny one. And it still has the hour of power because he wanted to hold on to the longest running Christian television show. But had they stopped spending all that money, that church would still have that church. They would still have that campus in Garden Grove. They would still be impacting in a larger way their community had they invested into that. Now, I know what you're saying. Hey, you shouldn't be picking on one specific ministry. I'm picking on a ministry that I actually respect and love. And I can tell you all of them. I can go right down the road of every ministry that's ever failed and why they failed. Because God doesn't want, nor does God need your money. The church wants and needs your money. I wake up and I say, no, today's the day. Somebody's going to come and say, let's change the world, Jonathan. Let me get with you and partner up with you and help change these. They stop drinking and drugging and gangbanging and running for the underworld and all of those horrible things that impact you. Every time they go to prison, guess what? That's $87,000 roughly a year per inmate. I got over 50 that are about to come out. If I can keep those 50 out, I just saved you guys $87,000 times 50. Listen to me. If you're all about you and the money, then you might want to pick up the phone and call. Now, you hear my heart? So I focus on this all day. I think about it all day. And when that phone rings, and everyone laughed at me this whole time, and then all of a sudden they're going to go, how did he get there? Real simple. He had gratitude for what he didn't have. Am I the slender body that I want to be? No, I'm not there yet. Every day I wake up and I still say, thank you, God, for that beautiful, studly body. I'm going to be that guy at 47 years of age this year when I turn it, and I'm going to finally get it. Now, I've been saying that every day since I started this journey a decade ago, okay? And people laughed at me. But now I'm climbing volcanoes like Mount St. Helens. I'm about to embark on 3 massive summits this year. I'm summiting Mount Adams, Mount Hood, and Mount Baker. Right after that, I've got scheduled a 60-day walk from Canada to Mexico to shine attention on obesity in America and to promote my book, You're Fat, Now What? Okay? I've got goals and dreams, and I take action on those, and that's why I'm successful. But people laughed at me back then. They just laughed at me because I was a 400-pound beast that could barely walk with my walker. Come on, Sonny. I could stand up for maybe 10 minutes, and then I was down. And I'm telling them I'm going to climb a volcano. They were laughing at me. Well, they didn't laugh last year when I summited, and they're surely not laughing now. So what is your dream? What do you want to have happen? Let's start speaking it into existence by thinking that thought in that beautiful substance of creation. Let's meditate it on our heart. Remember, as that scripture is written and tattooed on my wrist, Proverbs 23:7, as a man thinketh in his heart, in his mind, in his heart, so is he. Whatever you think about all day long is what you will become. If all you can think about is how your ex-spouse hates you and how evil she is, or how hateful he is, or how evil he is, all you're going to be is a hateful evil. You know what I think about my ex? Blessings, love. I think only on the good times. I focus just on what was beautiful in the marriage. I think about how I have amazing children from it, and I let that go. And I say, thank you for that, and I'm grateful. Now, I can assure you, that's probably the total opposite of what my ex might think. And that's okay. That's that person's problem, not mine. I think of prison. Every time I went to prison, I can assure you it was because I earned it. There was one time I went. I didn't earn it. And I am still grateful for having gone in and did that time. I'll tell you why. Twofold. Number one, I did more things in my past that should have got me a life sentence, including the death penalty, multiple times. Because of that, I don't care what you want to stick me in for. I'm okay. I earned it a long time ago, okay? But the second reason I'm grateful for it is because it allows me a chance to impact some lives. I've changed a man's life in prison once who was a cartel leader. He was the leader for the cartel in Juarez here in this state of Washington. He's now my personal friend. Matter of fact, I was sharing with him how a buddy of mine's lost his eyesight. He wasn't joking when he says, you know, if he wants to come down to Mexico, I can get him a donor. In other words, they kill people all the time, whereas like 1,000 people a year die. He's like, we'll just whack one of them and do it in a way that we can salvage the eyes. Now, I know, you're like, that's really crazy. But these are the people now that come to me. This man walked away from that life. You don't walk away from those lives. There is no option to retire unless you've been me and you know how to do it. And that man followed my path. Now, he's finishing out his life sentence, but he's doing it in a beautiful, peaceful way. Every Friday we went into the Buddhist, they called it the Buddhist meeting, but it's called a Sangha, like church. Sangha means community. And I taught him how to meditate. And he's a Christian, a Catholic to be exact, but he was worried. He's like, I'm not a Buddhist. And I'm like, Buddhism is not a religion, my friend. It's a philosophy. And I'm going to teach you to calm yourself and center yourself so that when you are in a tense moment, I can teach you how to calm your heart, regulate your breathing, and allow you to not react in a knee-jerk reaction, where in the past, knee-jerk reactions lead to fists, guns, and knives. And now, in other words, I can stop that and allow this guy to take a breather, center himself. And in centering himself, it allows that person to not make stupid decisions. Now, all of that is because I can think of the future and be grateful. When I met him, I was grateful that he was going to walk away from that life. And I told him that one time, and he laughed at me. I said, every day I wake up and say, today's the day. My dear friend Juan is walking away from that life. He's going to tell me in the yard today, I need to know how to do it. How do I do this? I don't want to die, but I want to walk away. How do I do it? And he'd laugh. And then one day it happened, and there was no more laughing. And now it's actually laughter that he never did it earlier. So that's what I want you to think on today. Be grateful, and let's go ahead and be grateful for all the bad and good from the past. But now, let's move on to the future, because the past is that. It's in the past. The present is beautiful, but the future is the gift that is not here yet. So let's focus on the now, but let's be grateful for what's coming your way. Your weight loss, your marriage, your relationships, your company, your success, your finances, your spiritual journey. I love you guys. God loves you. You know the drill. Live positive.